Okie dokie. So I know that seems like we're covering a lot, but really we're still in the very, very first, like probably couple minutes of the conversation, like very early. Like I said, we're not going to spend forever on the phone with anybody unless we know that they're a motivated seller. And so at this point, we've got, we're still in the rapport phase. We've got them disarmed. They're comfortable with us. We've built some credibility using a few, key pieces there. And at this point, we just want them interested enough to carry on the conversation. We want to give them something that is going to help them be curious enough or interested enough to give us a little bit more time so we can go ahead and qualify them and find out if they are qualified and then move on for the appointment if they are. So, building interest is just like anything else. What would make you curious? You don't want to give them a hard number or anything like that. You just want to say, something along the lines of, in a very non-threatening way, yeah, I mean, I'm curious, if I threw something out there, would you be interested in taking a look at it? And that tells you, it doesn't tell you whether they're qualified. What it does is it gets you enough interest to go on with the conversation. It gets them interested enough to listen to what you have to say. So, a lot of times I'll say, yeah, I mean, I like to do a little bit of homework, dig around a little bit, and, throw something out there for you, see if it sticks. Or I'll say, I'll throw a number out there, and, you be the judge if it's something that's plausible. That way, I'm not giving them anything that they're going to say, well, that doesn't work, I'm going to get off the phone, or no way, I'm not going to take... I mean, ultimately, and I say this all the time, no harm, no foul. I'll give you something, I'll give you a number, and if it doesn't work for you, no harm, no foul. We'll just move along all the same. Who wouldn't want to hear that? Who wouldn't be curious what you would be willing to pay for cash? You say, I'm going to make you a cash offer. Anybody's going to be curious what it is. As long as they feel like, at this point, they're disarmed, they like you, and they trust you. If they like you, and they think that, you're a credible guy, no harm, no foul. Throw something out there. If the number doesn't work, no big deal, Now, I'm not saying that we're going to do that. I'm not saying that we're going to do all this homework and put all this stuff together. We might. But this is just to move them on into the qualification process where we can really find out whether it's something we want to spend our time on or not. And they're going to ask you stuff like, oh, what would you pay? And I just tell people, I say, oh, man, I don't really know. I haven't been in the house. And if they have anything to say about that, I mean, I tell them in a very direct way. I'm like, hey, Phil, you probably wouldn't buy a car without making sure it started, right? Or I'll say, hey, I can't, I don't buy anything behind the mystery door. I gotta be able to get in there and put some numbers to it. And something that I always like to add on the end just for credibility is that I'll say, part of the reason that I want to go in there and give you some numbers is because I like to make sure that when I give an offer, it's a real offer. I want to stand behind my number. I know there's a lot of folks out there that just throw things out wildly, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to, give you something that I can stand behind. So, let me get some information from you first, and then I can come up with a good price for you. And then, like I said, no harm, no foul if it doesn't work. And again, we're probably not going to do all that homework until we know that they're actually qualified. And we're going to talk about what qualified means because it's far, far different to us as investors than it is to a lot of people. But at this point, still super early on in the conversation. Like I said, this is, we've been talking about this a lot, but this is a couple minutes in. So that's really all we need to do at this point is get that interest so that they will listen to us and spend a little bit of time with us on the phone to walk through that qualification process. Pretty simple.